Hey all, welcome to the Unreal Engine News and Community Spotlight. The second episode in our Visual Disruptor series is now available. In the video, you'll find out more about why using game engines for previs is helping production teams make better movies and saving them money at the same time. Watch it today. During the Microsoft keynote at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, our founder and CEO, Tim Sweeney, announced that Microsoft HoloLens 2 will be coming to UE4 starting in May this year. Unreal Engine will fully support HoloLens 2 with streaming and native platform integration. It's your last chance to grab February's featured free content on the Unreal Engine Marketplace, which includes a CCG toolkit, stylized textures, particle effects, a 2D platformer kit, and a sci-fi level builder. New assets will be available on March 1st, so come back and get even more free stuff. In the latest podcast in our Visual Disruptor series, host Mike Seymour chats with Mo and Leo from ILMxLAB, Lucasfilm's immersive entertainment division, about the virtual production techniques that led to VR experiences like Star Wars: Secrets of the Empire. He also talks with Rick Grandy at NVIDIA about the groundbreaking RTX technology behind the Reflections video, which showcased real-time ray tracing on 3 Star Wars characters. Listen to the full hour-long podcast to hear their insights. Jumping to our weekly Karma earners, we'd like to shout out to Every Nun, Christoph Morva, Shadow River, Nebula Games Inc., Thompson N13, Remy D, Mad Turtle 84, Crowley Kane, Benja Friend, and Kairos. Thank you for supporting your fellow devs on AnswerHub. If you'd like to see your name up here too, then answer questions or offer advice on AnswerHub and accrue those points. Onto our weekly Spotlight projects. First up is HYPERCHARGE Unboxed. In this first-person co-op shooter meets tower defense, you are a small plastic soldier with a big mission. That mission? Construct turrets, build defensives, and protect the hypercore, else all the humans will be erased. Head over to Steam to get more info on HYPERCHARGE. A great time killer, Color Space is our second spotlight. Created over the last 5 months, the team of 2 from Stamina Studios built the Endless Match 3 game. We really adore the style of the game and enjoyed playing it. Be warned though, this game is incredibly difficult. Download it and see if you're up for the challenge. And our final spotlight for the week is a project called Attic to Another World by David Nichols. It's a project he's refreshed and has done a wonderful job making feel mysterious and haunting. Great use of color palette and lighting. Thanks for tuning in for our news and community spotlight. Hey folks, welcome to the Unreal Engine livestream. I'm your host, Amanda Bott. Returning, we have Jay, Lead Animator. We're so excited to have you back.
Thank you.
And fellow community manager, Victor Brown.
Here again.
All right, so we're back at it with animation.
Yes, this number 5, 6, I don't know.
I think it's at least, so I think 5 was our other series, and then
we
this
had
is
Gwen,
separate. But I feel like we've had one even prior to all that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So just a veteran.
We'll continue the conversation of animation stuff and blueprints. So.
Excellent. So feel free to dive right in.
Okay. So just to start off, I'm going to be using Wraith, which is one of our free Paragon assets. If you guys go back and watch our stream number 2, I go over how to convert a run forward character into a strafing character. So just to cover that real quickly, there's 2 things you want to do to make a character strafe if you have downloaded our Paragon characters. The first thing you want to do is click on your player character, and you can type in yaw here, and you want to turn on the controller rotation yaw. And then when you click your character movement, in the search here, you can type in orient, and you want to turn this off. And this is orient rotation to movement. We actually want that off for strafing, and so you get this result right here. And again, watch episode 2 because that shows you how to make a blend space with the strafes so you can get this result. So the biggest problem you encounter when you switch to a strafe system like this is you have no real way to do a turn setup. I have done a couple turn examples in the past, but when Gwen was here during the last stream, what was that, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago?
Well,
Anyway,
it's before the holiday, right?
it's before the holiday, so time
November?
flies. So November, oh my God. So when Gwen was here, she went over this feature called basically a single frame, like evaluate frame. So you can convert an animation to a single frame, and then you could feed in a float value that will scrub through that animation. So actually, I'm going to show you guys how to do that today with the turn animation.
Nice.
So let's switch over to the blueprint. One thing I added to this NBP before the stream is just a way to get the character's yaw while I'm moving around the level and rotating. Let me break this window off here. And I want to show you guys something with, basically the other thing I want to cover today is a lot of stuff in the event graph and how to get some of these numbers. For you animators who aren't tech savvy, this is just a good way to continue learning about what the event graph does. So right here, I'm getting my actor rotation. I'm going to break the rotator because I just want to see what the yaw is of my actor. And what you can do is you can right click on that yaw and you can say watch this value. And then if I turn on, let's turn on the show debug. So basically I want to watch the debug of this particular character I'm playing. You guys might not be able to see this, but right now it's giving me a yaw value of 69. It's going to display above that node. So then if I'm running around in the level, that yaw is updating, and it allows me to see what that number is. So that number is kind of like the whole basis of how we're going to do this turn system. So to break this down, the first thing we want to do is if we're going to do a turn in place, you kind of just got to ask yourself, okay, when I stop, what is my yaw? And you want that number. You want to keep that value handy because you're always going to compare against it. And if I start rotating this character, I want to get a delta between my initial yaw value when I stopped and then one as I continue to update. And that value there will be able to scrub the animation. So let's start setting this up. First thing I want to do is just set up the logic of stopping, basically like solidifying that yaw value when you stop. So what I can do is I'm going to go up to the top of my feed here, and I've already set up a sequence here. If you don't have it, you basically just right click, add sequence, and this allows you to basically pull off another stream. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to set up a branch, and I just don't want to branch kind of in my main flow of everything. So let's drag this back down to where I'm working.
You can also hold S and click
Yeah.
to drop the sequence node.
Nice, nice, nice. See, I learn new things when I do this. And I always want to reiterate that I'm not a technical person here at Epic. I'm an animator, and so all the stuff I'm showing you is like stuff I hope other animators can explore. The analogy I like to make is that, you know, artists in the past had to make their brushes, they had to stretch their canvases. Setting this stuff up is essentially setting up your canvas as an animator, because if you understand how this stuff works, your animations that you create for the game are just going to be better. Okay, so back to the yaw. What I want to do is I'm going to set up a new variable, and let's call this yaw when stop. Let's do that. And this is going to be a float. We'll call it yaw when stop. How about that? All right, and we're going to set that, and we're going to feed the yaw into this. And let's get this over closer to the branch. Okay, so right now, if a condition I've yet to define is true, it's always going to update yaw when stop with the current yaw. In this case, If I'm accelerating, I always want this condition to be true. When I stop, I'm no longer accelerating, and this value will actually stop. This is the way I have solved the, when I stopped, I'm now planting a yaw value. So just to show this working, again, I'm a huge fan of using the, sometimes you can use print to screen to see your values. Other times you can just kind of watch these values update. In this case, I'm going to do print to screen because I don't have another node this is feeding into to watch the value. So let's do print string. All right, I'm going to feed that value into the end string. So if you notice, when I'm running, the yaw is always going to be updated, and when I stop, it's not updating. Pretty simple. Okay, so now what I want to do is, let's see, where can we start now? So let's go ahead and set up our turn in place state in the anim graph. And we'll come back to this yaw when stop, and I'll show you how to use it. So let's go to the anim graph. If you go into race locomotion, you'll notice he has an idle state set up. We're actually going to make this idle state a little more complicated. So we're going to do a sub-state machine, like a sub-graph. So we're just going to add a new state machine in here. And let's go ahead and copy this idle. So in this state machine, we will have the idle state we just had. And in here, I'm going to go ahead and paste the idle animation looping. And now we want a turn in place state. And let's go ahead and come up with a rule for turning in place. If we go back to the event graph, you can do things like if you can get a delta off your yaw per frame, so you can kind of like save your last frame, which I've shown in prior videos. Luckily, in this case, we already have something set up with the aim yaw. So I'm going to drag this off again so we can see both screens. But if you look at the aim yaw value, when I turn, you can see that value going up, right? And so that's a good way for me to say, hey, if that number is beyond 0, I am in a turn state. So I'm going to use that for my rule. There's other ways to set your rule, but in this case, I already have something I can use. So let's go back to the anim graph. And let's go ahead and get, that was called yaw aim, that value. Or aim yaw. If you guys opened up this blueprint, you'll notice that this was actually named yaw to begin with. I've renamed this aim yaw because this is actually kind of like a per frame tick delta I'm getting. So if you're following along with me, rename this one to aim yaw because you're going to set up a new yaw that's constantly updating. So let's do this. So basically I want to say if the value is above 0, let's go ahead and go into this transition. This value can be negative, so let's go ahead and put an absolute on here. And let's do, we could do greater than 0. So now we have a turn in place state. So the method I'm using for evaluating the frame of an animation actually required me to set up a new animation. Since our Paragon turn animations were using a different method, they can't just plop right into this and it'll work. So I kind of want to show you what I did in Maya to get something to work. If I could pull up video 1. So what I did is I strung together just the turn in place 90-degree animation and I made it loop. into a full 360 degrees. And then I made sure at any given time, like I rotated him in 360 degrees and made sure his gun is always aiming at that 360. Basically, since in the game we're scrubbing back and forth on this video, or sorry, this animation essentially is being scrubbed back and forth on the anim blueprint and the anim graph. Basically, that's the setup you want. So if you look at the middle of the animation, that's actually his facing forward. And if you think of frame 0 of the animation, that's him facing negative 180. The middle of the animation is him facing forward. And the end of the animation is him rotated 180. Because, you know, in the engine, you got the negative 180 to 180.
Right.
Hopefully that makes sense. But so it's counterintuitive. When I first did this, I wanted him facing forward to be on frame 0, but you want that to actually be in the middle of the animation. It's very important to set up the animation this way, and I'll show you later. And we don't have to play I'll play the other video later. So I do have this animation added to the project. Let's see, I called it.
So what are you grabbing now?
I'm grabbing the turn in place animation, 360, to add to the state.
Okay.
All right. So bear with me here. Okay, so let's just make sure everything's working. That is always the #1 step on this stuff. All right, so I created State Machine. I've not hooked it in yet, so let's hook that in. And let's always go through and test the logic. So, okay, if I'm in idle, I'll play idle combat. If I'm turning in place, I'll play that turn in place animation. The right way to do this actually is to set this up in the event graph. You go ahead and make your bool in the event graph, so you don't have to have, you know, this kind of logic in your anim graph. But in this case, I'm just kind of going through it quickly. So for now, let's see what this looks like. Let's see if it works. Okay, so you'll see that I turned and I triggered his turn in place animation. So in the past, what you do is you kind of trigger the way I've showed in the past is you basically trigger turn and then play a turn animation. But there's all sorts of feet sliding, nothing's working out.
He's working on his shuffle skills.
He's working on his shuffle skills. So what we want to do is you're going to right click and you can go to this thing where it says convert to single frame animation. This will cause the animation not to play at all. So if I go back, play again, you'll see that nothing's playing because it's stuck on frame 0. I now need a way to scrub that animation. All right, so let's go back to our event graph because we want something to feed into this time. And let's get back down to our yaw setup here. Okay, so we have yaw and we have yaw when stop. So let's go ahead and we're going to create a new variable here in a second. So let's get yaw. We're going to get the yaw when stopped. And let's go ahead and do a subtract float. And let's see, that's going to give us our number. Usually what I like to do is normalize to an axis. That way if you happen to get a rotation value outside of -180 to 180, this will basically fit your 360 degrees within that -180, 180. So this is going to give us a weird number. So like if I stop in the world, and let's say I stop and it's like 90 degrees, and then I start turning, and my yaw is, I slowly subtract from that, I'm going to get a value like 45 degrees. That's going to put me in a weird spot when I evaluate my animation. it also is giving me a number. This will never give me a number that is within the range, because I essentially need to get my number range instead of -180 to 180. I need to get it from 0 to 360. So what I need to do here is go ahead and add 180. And this might make sense if I like don't do it first, because these are one of those things where when you trial and error this stuff, you run into a problem. You're like, why am I not? Why is it only turning if I'm at this degree and not this degree? But adding 180 gets me to my 0 to 360 range. That 0 to 360 range is going to map to my 0 to 1 range on my animation. So what I like to use here is called a clamp to range. Is that right? Clamp? Yeah, map range clamps. And to explain this, think of, so range A is the range I'm going to get from my yaw, right? And that range now with this is going to be between 0 and 360. My animation, right now the way it's playing is, let's go back to it. Let's go back to the turn in place animation. This turn in place is, if you look here on the explicit time, that's time of the animation itself. So in this case, the animation is, let's see how long it is. How do you get rid of this Windows bar?
Oh, it's trolling you.
All right, 3.76 is the time of this animation. So that's my range for the animation, and my range for the turn is 0 to 360. So let's go back to the event graph and do that clamp. So our range A is going to be 360. Our in range B is 0. And what was that time I'd set for the animation?
3.67?
3.67 or 76?
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. We'll see. All right, and now we want to promote this variable. And let's call this like frame of animation to play. Or let's call it turn anim frame. And we do not want to set this off our branch. We want to set this off our regular stream. Okay, and before I'm going to test it in the anim graph, I want to go ahead and just test this number and see what kind of number I'm getting. I am confident I've skipped something right now, which is par for the course when doing this stuff is some step in logic was missed. So this is a good way just to kind of test this stuff. So let's go ahead and say, watch this value. Let's turn on my debug. And let's pull this off so we can see.
See, they're saying your branch is now disconnected.
Oh. See, I love doing this live. When I do this at my desk, it takes hours and hours. So I don't have people.
Or they mentioned that 360 should be in range B. So, couple options.
Yes, couple options. In range A. Yes, that's right. In range A. In range B. Out range A, out range B. Hold on. Okay, that's working. Yeah, but actually, yeah, let's do this.
Or you have to actually set the anim frame boundaries within your graph.
Hold on.
A and B are both 0.
The in ranges.
In range, which is fine, right? Because in range A is my yaw, right? And in range B would be my animation, right? Out range A would be 360. Out range B would be 376. So right now my yaw is at 376. So that's a time frame of my animation. Bear with me, yeah. We'll get there.
We got time.
So right now, if you watch this, it's not updating. Odds are I actually have the my formula wrong that's feeding into this, or I have something messed up in front of that. So let's go ahead and take a look. Because when I stop, this should be at 0. So let's see what I did wrong here. All right, so I got my yaw, and my yaw wouldn't stop.
They're saying 360. Should that be the in range B?
In range B, no.
Okay.
In range B, yeah, just a second, let's see.
Because
So
there's sort of 2 running theories.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're either saying
there's
you're not
2.
setting the frame inside your state machine.
Yeah. So in range B, so this is confusing. Okay, in range B is 360, right?
Because we're
Yes.
going from
Yes,
Zero
outrange. Yes, you're right. In range B. All right, and then
That's
this would be 0, and this would be 376. All right.
Community development.
Yay.
Thank you, guys.
We should just develop by
Um,
council.
So let's pull this off again, and let's just watch this value. So here we go. So when I stop, I'm a little skeptical this is working, because actually when I stop, this value should be essentially at 0. But yes, if you look at this value, I'm turning 360. And also check this out. Oh, 3.76, yeah. So if you watch, it's maxing out at 3.76. So we have mapped correctly the range. Somewhere I'm not getting a perfect 0 out when I stop. Actually, this is actually right, sorry. So remember what I told you, when I stop, my angle is at 0, right? So when I stop, my angle is at 0. That middle frame of the animation is me being centered. So I should actually, I don't know if you guys can see that value, but it's 1.88. That is the center of my animation. If I want to get to frame 0, if you watch that value and I want that to be 0, that's going to be my negative 180 part of my animation. And then this part will be my positive 180 of my animation. Hopefully this will be more clear in just a second. This part I beat my head on the wall on this part for probably like half a day. And I ended up emailing Gwen and asking her, like, how did you do this? And I was like, I don't want to offset my animation to where my first frame is in the middle of the animation. And she said that that's pretty much the only way you can do it.
Yeah, they were actually wondering if you could skip instead of doing the plus 180 like you've done, and just clamp it to the range. Is there a reason?
Let's see. Probably. You put me on the spot.
Ooh, my bad.
Because, yeah, a lot of this stuff is the result of me like trying something, then it doesn't work, and I go and fix something, and it's very likely I've never gone back and questioned, like, let's see, I am adding 180. I could, yes,
So if
I
they clamp
essentially
the
could. I
range?
could clamp the range to be negative 180 to 180. Absolutely, I totally could. I don't know why. Yeah, let's go back and let's try to fix that.
That can be the bonus at the end.
Let's be the bonus. We'll fix that. Okay, let's go back to our anim graph, and let's plug in the turn anim frame. Oh, here we go. Let's turn in place. All right, turn in place anim frame. And are we ready? This stuff is always the nerve-wracking part. So here we go. Let me dock this and make this window a little bit bigger. All right, so if you watch, I'm straight up just scrubbing that animation back and forth. The really cool part of this process, this method, is your feet will always be locked down. I did use the turn in place 90 animation that we already had with Wraith, and so he's kind of doing more of a shuffle thing, but you're not limited to a shuffling animation. You could literally have a character standing there, and as long as that rifle is aiming, you know, to the right, and then he crosses his feet over, however you want to animate a character turning 360 degrees, this will work in this case. Can I load up video number 2? So video number 2, this is in Maya. This is basically what I had to do. I had to back out the rotation in Maya because, you know, we're adding that rotation back in UE4. So the deliverable asset looks like this. So the gun's essentially always aiming forward. And if you look at the little anim graph in this video, you see the blue line. That's just a linear animation curve, which counter rotates to 360 degrees, which if we go back to the editor, I'm adding that 360 back in. So one part with this method, what it does is I stopped on an animation here. See where his foot's up?
Yep.
And doesn't look that great. There's also no movement. He completely dies. So what we can do here is I'm pretty sure this is actually delivered with him if you download him off the store. So I'm pretty sure we have an additive idle. Let's see. Yeah, idle combat additive. So what you can do is create an additive. So this animation is playing the frame, and then let's go ahead and do the combat additive. I'm not going to get fancy on the stream, but there's all sorts of things you can do. Like if you're playing that animation at full speed, you may not want the alpha of the additive to be really strong. And then once he slows down the turn, you could ramp that alpha up. Again, that's just kind of handling the curves however you want, the float values. So let's go back. Let's get this window bigger. So now if I turn on any one of those animations, he still has life to him.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
We still have the issue. If I stop here, his right foot is still just floating in space. You can get really in depth of how you solve this. The first step you want to do, the easy part of this, is I created another version of his turn in place animation in Maya where I never lifted his feet. It's the exact same animation, only his feet never lift off the ground. They're always underneath him. And then I did a little bit of stuff with his hips, so his hips are more centered. The center of gravity is more centered. And there's 2 ways to handle this as well. So let me go ahead and let's see how do I want to handle this one. There's 2 ways to do this. I could actually put it in a blend space where, like, if I'm turning fast, it'll play the foot lifted version, or if I stop, it'll go to the blend space where his foot is low. Personally, when I was going through this, I actually liked setting up a different state when his foot is on the ground, because that was allowing me to add more logic of how long he stays in that mode of, you know, after he's done turning. So for now, for what I'm showing you guys, there's 2 ways to do it. I'm going to show you where I just set up a totally entirely new state of having his feet on the ground. So let's call this turn in place, feet on ground or something like that. Or we can call it turn in place stop. Let's call it that. I'm going to copy all this again. And the only difference now is instead of playing my turn right 360, I'm going to play that version I talked about with the feet down. Play turn in place. So I made a version with feet down. Be sure, I'm going to go ahead and convert to single frame blend space. And this number will feed this with the exact same values. Sorry, this will feed into my base. This will feed into my end result. Let's go ahead and remove this. One other thing you'll want to do in using this method is for the play idle combat, I don't want this animation to start over anytime I switch states. So let's go ahead and call this an idle sync group. And let's go back to the other turn in place, and let's add this to the idle sync group. Okay, and let's see if this works. And oh, I did not set up a rule to go to that state. So let's go back. Okay, so we have turn in place. So we're saying is turning true. Let's go ahead and for now we'll call it is turning in place. We'll just say false. Oh, you know what? Remember when I said the best practice is to set up a bool in the event graph, which I didn't do. The problem with that is I would just have to set this kind of stuff up again. That's why you don't want to do it this way. So we'll get y'all delta. Or no, it wasn't y'all delta, it was y'all aim, wasn't it? Let's do that, aim y'all.
Aim, yeah.
So let's do aim y'all, absolute. And of course, I could always cut and paste this from the other rule. There's lots of ways to do this. And let's do greater than 0. Okay. All right, so I broke something. I definitely broke something.
'Tis the nature of game development.
Yeah, we
This is-
break things, and we fix them, and then we make them better.
We break all the time. Okay, so I have, oh, I know what I did. If I go into this state where I've stopped, I definitely want to be able to go back to his turning. And again, this is why you want to set this up as a bool that you could reuse over and over. Yeah, when setting this stuff up, it's always good to go ahead and set up all your variables and up front. Okay, so if y'all absolute is greater than, I also set up a bad rule of going to turn and play stop. I said is greater than 0. I actually want this to be equal to 0. How quickly your mistakes compile up when you go fast.
Yeah, they were wondering if you could, or they're suggesting you could, instead of doing that absolute, you could just do not equal to 0.
Yes, you can, absolutely. You see, I said absolute. Yes, you can.
Just options.
Like I said, when I
There's
go...
many ways to
Um,
accomplish your goals.
so I broke something else too, and what did I do? Yes, I broke something else. Either that or my animations are not in sync. Let's make sure I got this right.
You just like giving chat a lesson in debugging. That's
Absolutely.
really what this is all
It's
about.
always about, oh, with me, it's debugging all the time. All right, let's go back and look at this. Okay, so I turn in place, turn in a frame, Okay, this value is always the same. So when I change, you know, I said it might be better to do another state. Might be better to do the blend space. But no, let's try to make this work. All right. So turn in place. This is essentially him turning right, 360 with his feet up. Turn in place, stop. With his feet down. I have his, oh, here we go. That's why. I am playing a blend space that I made with this animation. We do not want to play that. So let's find my
You
feet
just want
down.
the animation itself.
Yeah, I want the animation itself. I had put in the blend space. The reason blend spaces are cool, and I actually had set this up on my machine with the blend space, is the editor or UE4 forces you to normalize a blend space because it cannot. Different animations can be different lengths in a blend space.
Right.
What's cool with that is you get a normalization between 0 and 1. So if I do my range, I just do 0 to 1 instead of having to find the length of the animation. Like in this case, I did 3.76.
Right.
That's a good reason to use blend spaces. I actually recommend it. I think for this, just to give a clear picture of what's happening. I didn't use them. Okay.
But do you feel like normally that's how you would approach it, is by using a blend space?
There's no right answer.
Okay.
Like the jury's out. I've done this a couple times now, and I like the blend space in that it gives you a perfect sync between both. It lets you normalize the range from 0 to 1. What I do like about having the stop state be a different, like turn and play stop, is it gave me more options to hang out in this area before I go back to idle. If I have just a turn in place and then just an idle, I have less options to kind of fill in that gap between the two. Once this is in a different state, it gives me options to do, like, do I want to blend my right foot first or my left foot first? And I don't know if that's the right way, but it kind of gave me some space, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's see if this works. The reason it wasn't working is it was basically trying to normalize the blend space with that same range I was using for the animation speed. All right, so here we go. Let's see if I can make this screen bigger. All right. So it's super subtle. Let me get on a frame where his foot is up. So see how his foot's up? But then when I stop. Okay, the reason this is happening, let's go back. The reason this is happening is because my apps, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do not equal. I think the reason it's happening, let's debug it. Let's see why it's happening. My guess is that I'm getting a slight like 0.0.1 or something, 0.001 on that. And it's going to go ahead and go to the next state. So debugging, this is my best friend here. Okay, and let's turn on turn in place. Yeah, so it's getting super kind of glitchy here. Let's move this over so we can see what's happening. Yeah, so like I can get this guy into a turn in place state because my yaw is not getting 0. So let's do, okay, so turn in place. My turn rate needs to be greater than 0. Turn and place stop. So basically, we want it to be,
Close to 0?
yeah, we want it to be close to 0. So we can do,
With some tolerance?
let's get some tolerance. And that's the nearly equal. I learned about that node doing a stream from you guys,
The
by the
nearly
way.
equal?
The nearly equal.
Yeah, they pointed out the tolerance in chat as well.
Yeah. So let's do, let's give it a tolerance of what? Let's do 0.1. Let's give it a pretty good tolerance. Let's see if this helps. There we go. Yeah, so it's working. So if you look at his left, maybe it's not working. Yeah, it's working. All right. So basically it's blending to the foot down version if I stop. I think a lot of this would go away if I didn't have a state, if I went to a blend space. So while this concept is being applied to a turn and place animation, you can apply this to a lot of different things. I think Gwen, when she was here, applied it to a jump. You could apply it to stop animations. And I'm not going to set that up because I don't think we have a lot of time, but I'll show you basically what you can do with this. This brings me kind of full circle back to the event graph and way to get numbers and look at numbers. One thing we can do is if we pull off the character. Oh, and if you're watching this and you're wondering what's this Wraith node I made, I think in prior streams I had, let's find it.
You're finding the...
I'd gotten got pawn owner, and I was basically pulling this off to everything where I was using it, but I went ahead and just set Wraith as the variable, and that way I'm not having to, kind of pull these pins off on everything. All right, so let's say I want to get the numbers for like a jump animation, right? So same idea is I can say get actor, we could do actor location, right? And then I can break this into a vector, and then up is going to be Z, so I could promote this, we can call it like up distance. There's other ways to do this as well. You could do like a single line trace. If you want to set up a single line trace to the ground, if you're doing like a jump height, there's lots of ways, but you kind of just want to think about how to get your start number and your end number and feed that into the evaluate frame on the animation. And again, so this is super, super simple. But now if we're watching this value, and let's get this in a place where we could watch it. You're going to see that his starting height, I don't know if you guys could see that number on this stream, but it's 117. That's because that's like the mid height of his capsule, I believe. But you can now see that's the height of his jump. So you can get the delta between the apex of that jump and that one and actually scrub through a start jump animation or a land animation. There's all sorts of things you could do. You could do it like on his forward vector and basically get a good kickoff start animation. And it's very similar to the distance curve stuff we had talked about in our Paragon setup. It's the same kind of concept. The benefit of this stuff is that the feet never slide, and designers can constantly change, like you could change the gravity or the speed, the friction of things, and the animation feet will always stick because you're essentially scrubbing through an animation based on the number. So yeah, at that, I'll leave it at that and start taking questions.
Yeah.
Sure.
We got-
Yeah.
yeah.
You got a couple?
Cool, cool.
Want to kick off with the first one?
Sure. Is it possible to do animation blueprints to drive animations for blueprints which don't use skeletal meshes?
So, is it possible to use animations on
In an actor,
blueprints
essentially, blueprint actor.
without? Yeah. So I have not done a lot of that. You can add like curves to control blueprint actors. Like say, if there's an ability where you always want the arc to be a particular thing, but there's not really a way to get a lot of complex animation, but you can like apply like a curve.
Okay,
like an
so how do
animator.
you even apply that animation blueprint?
Oh, not in an animation blueprint. You have to do it in the blueprint.
That's
Yeah,
yeah. So the
animation blueprint absolutely has to have a skeleton
Mm-hmm.
and a scale mesh. Yep.
Is there a way to switch off pose root motion in real time and have full montage root motion strength using a layer per bone blend?
Oh, yeah, I think. So repeat the question. I want to make sure I got.
Okay.
got
Is
it.
there a way to switch off pose
Uh-huh.
root motion in real time
Okay.
and have full montage root motion strength using layer per bone blend?
I'm not sure. I know. I don't know the full answer to that at all. I do know that blending a montage on a blend per bone, excuse me, with root motion, sometimes that the blend in and out can actually blend out some of your root motion.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard the only way to solve that is through code. You can't just do it. There's not a way to blend into a root motion and get that perfect full driven root motion. But other than that, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can try and ones that we're not sure about here, we can try and follow up
Yes.
with in the forum. So
Yes. Because basically that falls into the realm of stuff I have not done. So I'm not going to pretend to know. So. Cool.
This viewer would like to know how to scale these animations with NPIs if seen at great distance.
Do not know.
Okay.
Scale.
I don't even know what NPIs
So
are.
yeah, could they ask that question again and assume they're talking to an animator?
all right, we'll move on for now.
Right.
Would you recommend using sub-anim instances?
Yes.
And can they play montages in sub-anim instances?
That's a good question. Yeah, as long as if you have a slot in a sub-anim instance, I don't know. Your slots might have to be on the main one, but I definitely recommend. Yeah, I think your slots might have to be in the main one, but I definitely recommend using sub-anim instances, just because these things get big and complex over time, and it's not fun to haul around with a single ginormous anim BP.
Can also be useful to work in that little more confined space to not accidentally
Right.
affect anything else. You know that my responsibility is this sub-anim instead of, the entire graph.
Right, and we divide it between like our rigging department will do a lot of the like kind of the post animation stuff, like the physics and dangly bits. They'll do that on a sub-anim instance. But yeah, if you have like a weapons system, or let's say it's a vehicle animation set that doesn't need to be loaded all the time, yeah, there's good reasons for it.
Let's see. For sync groups, do they share the same timeline? If I guess that's the first question.
Yeah, so sync groups do. They basically, by default, if you have two animations, let's say one animation is 1 second long and the other animation is half a second long, and they're in a sync group, it'll either speed up the 1 second one to be able to map on, you know, the half-second one. That's by default. If you put in sync markers, it'll then actually use those markers to sync everything up. I did sync markers, I want to say, on one of my streams where I set up like footprints. And that way, if you have like a 3-second run cycle with a bunch of sync markers, like we call them right plant and left plants, those will sync with, say, a walk animation with right plant and left plants. And then that way your time difference won't be a factor. Because like I said, by default, speeding up a half-second animation, or sorry, slowing down a second animation, or speeding up a second animation to fit within half a second, will basically play it at double speed. So those sync groups can get really out of whack. So highly recommend sync markers.
Sync markers.
Yep.
When splitting your animation system in upper and lower body, would you A, use 2 state machines, upper and lower body, or B, make the split in each state of the 1 state machine?
There's not a right answer. I think it all comes down to how much you're doing and how does it scale. Because if you have a lot of different states and you have a split body, now you're maintaining 2 different states. But then again, the trade-off too is now you're doing blend per bone, upper or lower in each state itself. And when it comes to performance-wise, I would believe having 2 state machines would probably be cheaper.
Because you're not running all of the logic in the other one then constantly?
Yeah. There's not, as an animator point of view, there's not a right answer. It's kind of like what's easier to babysit and how much content you have in each category. When it comes to performance, I would definitely ask someone if you have someone who's looking at that stuff.
They were curious if this wraith will be added to your Shinbi turn-in-place project on Box.
Oh, no. But I could update Shinbi with this logic if people want that. It wouldn't be a problem.
At least one person would like to.
Yeah, we got a vote of 1.
Yeah.
At least one.
Back to the blend per bone. I was thinking about that more. I think I would do 2 states because, or when you do upper body, you're constantly, having different blends. No, sorry. I could talk to you all day about going back and forth on that. I don't know.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, we got a good one here earlier. What if we want to not align our character to the camera direction, but look around him? And then they follow up with, then when I move forward, I align the character. How do I accomplish that?
So they want when you're standing there to be able to spin the camera around.
I think so, yeah.
In a strafe.
But then say maybe
mode.
when you hold right click and you move around, you would actually do that.
So by default, if you load up any of our projects where the character is always oriented to where they're running, you'll get that by default. If you're in a strafe system, there's probably a couple ways to do it, but you can just counter your route based on your actor and your aim. If you go back and look at my other turn-in-place system, that kind of had a portion of that, where basically you can counter the rotation of your camera by controlling the root bone of the character to always counter it. So you could actually spin the camera around. And then if you say you want to start running, then suddenly your root bone goes back to where it needs to go.
They also had a follow-up question, but I believe it's more related to, is it possible to make a spring, in parentheses, lerp camera that would gradually lerp to the intended location and rotation? And I would say yes. Yes,
absolutely. I don't know how to do that, but I've worked on several games where designers here have done pretty cool camera systems. That,
I think that might be it in terms of our questions, unless we gather some that I missed.
Let's see.
Asking about the distance matching plugin.
Yes, that is still ongoing. So Laurent, who had that on his plate to do, like, congrats to him. He's got made lead gameplay animation programmer.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of responsibilities right now. So we talk about it all the time. It will come at some point.
To be determined.
Yes.
TBD. But some of this stuff here is kind of like what I call a poor man's version of that, because it solves the locked feet to the ground, and it allows designers to constantly change speeds and values and gravity without the animator having to reanimate everything so the feet don't slide.
Yep. Oh, all right. I think that's
Awesome.
That's it, folks.
All right.
that's it for today. Oh, that's not related to the topic again. All right, so we're gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I
watching.
know they enjoy the live debugging aspect because, well, they get to see how we work through problems and solve issues here, because we don't get it right the first time either.
No.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The first time I tried this, I saw Gwen when she visited. She showed it, and I was like, I got to figure that out. And if you were watching me do it then, it would be a 6-hour stream. But yeah, it's always fun, and having you guys always correct me is awesome. Really. Like,
You just need a think tank behind you while you're working.
I know.
And people
I'd be so much more productive.
chime in. I've just dropped a survey link in chats, so let us know how we're doing, what topics you'd like to see in the future. These are for you, so it's best to let us know exactly what you're looking for as far as help. So fill that out. Also, if you opt in to providing a T-shirt or to providing your email
Please
address,
send us T-shirts.
We'll give you our email.
we'll select one of you at random and send you a T-shirt. That's the only thing we use your email for. We don't subscribe you to newsletters or anything like that, so don't worry about that. Always check for local UE4 meetup groups. They're a great way to meet people, help find devs that either can work on your project, can help you solve problems just like we were group problem solving here. And, that's how you network and meet people in the industry. Also, if there isn't one near you, reach out to us and we can get you set up. That's meetup.com/pro/Unreal Engine. You want to talk about our spotlights and the countdown?
Sure. Every week we put 3 community-made projects as our spotlights, and if you'd like us to showcase that, please send us that information straight to community@unrealengine.com, or head over to our forums and post them in the release or possibly work in progress channels. We frequently visit ArtStation as well, and so you can send us a link to that page if you'd prefer to do it that way. And then we would love to have more of the 5-minute countdown videos that we show off at the beginning of our streams. So if you want to have us play one of those before we start our streams, go ahead and take about 30 minutes of you working in the editor, and then speed it up to about 5 minutes, and then we will show it on the stream.
Yeah, let us know what your studio name is, name of your
Yeah,
game, those sorts
information.
of things. And that way we can help promote you and let people know who's working on these cool projects you're sending over. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay up on all things Unreal Engine, whether it's Twitter, Facebook. Obviously, you're visiting us here on Twitch and YouTube, and keep us posted. And we will see you all next week for the winter UE4 Jam results.
Yep.
So it'll be a fun stream full of games and shenanigans. So we look forward to seeing you all then, and hope you tune in.
Take care.
Thanks again, Jay. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.